Why, hello there! Welcome to another chilling and thrilling episode of Man Up. So basically today we're going to talk about the top 5 laws of man's makeup. And basically this is the 5 things that every man needs to be worrying about when he's doing a full face of makeup. So let's get started. Number 1. So first, add redness. So this probably is like, jiggle what? Basically, what everyone knows when you're doing your makeup, you want to bring your face back to zero. And by that, I mean eliminate everything. Give yourself a completely blank canvas to start with. So you want to use your concealers, you want to use to kind of eliminate red spots, blemishes, pimples, dark spots, under eye circles, anything that is a problem area for you. Where does redness come into this, you may be asking? Well, essentially, for men's makeup, discretion is key. Discretion is rule number 1. So basically what you have to do is make sure you're building your face using tools that are natural. So, for example, redness. Everyone has some red tones in their skin, everyone has a little bit of redness, but what's important is to have the redness in places that benefit your skin and make you look better, but also help you keep that more natural look. So redness, for example, like a blush. Blush is something that it took me a really long time to get into. And even I am really open-minded with makeup for men, but for some reason, every guy has that one makeup product that they're like, that's drag queen. I'm not going there. And that's fine. Like, some people it's mascara, some people it's eyeliner, some people it's brow liner, some people it's, you know what I mean? Everyone has their own, like, I'm not using that. That's too far for me. And that's okay. Blush, I use it with a stipple brush, which is really odd. No one, I don't think, on earth uses blush with a stipple brush. But I usually do it because I really want a very light blush. I really don't want rosy cheeks, pinched cheeks. It really should look as though you're not wearing anything, but it's just to bring a little bit of that color back to your face. So bring back a little bit of redness. So what I do is I just lightly pat it on the blush and I apply it up in my forehead here, and then around a little bit on the cheekbone area here, and then I apply it down and around here. So basically I'm bringing the red back into my face. I might do a little bit here, just right under the eyes, just so that there's a little bit more depth of color in my face, so it's not just like skin color, skin color, skin color. And we'll touch on why that's not a good thing later, but basically it adds dynamics to your face. The second one, add shine, not matte. So this is another one that's a little bit like, but wait, don't we want to be matte? We don't want to be oily. And that's true, you don't want to be oily. But if you're too matte, too cakey, that is the number 1 teller that you're wearing makeup. Nothing speaks louder than a cakey, powdery face. Maybe like if you have like full like eye makeup on and lipstick, that might speak a little bit louder than powder. I don't know. But so basically, having a product like a MAC Illuminator, for example, this is my favorite one. It's a mineralized skin finish. It's like a baked illuminizer. Baked illuminizer. It's really, really great. It's super pigmented. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It's really. So basically, just adding highlights to places that will emphasize the good attributes of your face, bringing out the peaks of your face and diminishing the lows of your face to kind of give you that more chiseled look. So raising your cheekbones and raising the bridge of your nose and raising the bow of your chin and raising your cupid's bow, that highlights all your attributes. It makes your lips look plumper, it makes your nose look thinner, it makes your cheekbones look more defined. And this is something that's really great for women too. So you want to make sure that you stay matte but not flat. You want to make sure you're always adding dimension. If you're just powdering up with finishing powder and staying completely matte, it really reads. It is the first thing that, like, if I'm going out in public, especially to a gay bar, for example, it's like bunch of powdered up queens and it just reads really loud. It looks really bad. I don't know. Into our next one, which is powder is the enemy. Stay away from powder. I can't really think of any time I would just apply a powder to my face and just go. Powder is a great tool. Powder bronzers, powder blushes, powder illuminizers. Like, there's tons of powder products that you can use, but I really don't suggest powder and that's it. Because like I said before, powder reads loud. It is super obvious that it's being worn. Even if it's like the MAC Prep and Prime, it's, of course, like, I just want to give you an example. I'm just rubbing it in. You can see there's a little bit of a white tinge. If you keep applying that throughout the day, it builds and becomes very obvious. So making sure that you're playing with powder in the right way. So, for example, with my skin, I'll do a foundation, then I'll do a finishing powder, and then I'll add an illuminator, or I'll add a finishing spray, which basically is a nice liquid product that you spray from a distance. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Danilo. And basically it just kind of helps to set your makeup, but also eliminate a cakey finish. The only thing, like, I could make a whole video about this, but essentially, some people like to use like a liquid or a cream concealer and then use a powder foundation. There's so many problems with powders unless you really know what you're doing. There's tons of like professional makeup artists out there who will apply with a powder foundation or will personally use a powder foundation, and if they know what they're doing, it really tends to work out really well for them. Really mattifying for them, it really has a great texture, but it can really go bad really fast because people will use a ton of it to build full coverage. A lot of the times a powder foundation is not a full coverage foundation, and if it is a full coverage foundation, it tends to have to add some kind of product to it to add a shimmer or an illuminating factor, so that way it doesn't look cakey, it looks like skin. But having illuminators and shiners, aka glitter, is something that a guy really doesn't want. So it's really challenging to find a matte, full coverage, non-cakey powder foundation for men. If you know of one, please let me know. I will be happy to try it. The likelihood that I will like it is very, very slim. I love my liquids. They do exactly what I need them to do. I don't know. So the next one is no harsh lines. Now, this one seems pretty obvious, but believe me, it's something I see all the time. Like, for example, with bronzer, applying a cheek contour, a lot of girls are like grinding layers of skin off of their face to get a powder contour. First off, the purpose of these brushes is not to grind in a contour. It's a knockoff tool. So basically when you're applying a powder foundation or a finishing powder, it's just to knock off excess. And if you are going to use it to apply a bronzer, you want to press it into your skin. You don't want to be grinding it into your skin, because essentially you're just grinding off all the layers of makeup you put on prior to it and forcing makeup into your pores and causing breakouts. You're really just doing yourself a lot of disservice. Lines are loud. So really making sure that if you do have a contour around your neck, for example, that you're really making sure you're buffing it. Really, your hand should never be any more gripped on your brushes than this when you're doing a powder product, like a bronzer, for example. So you just want to lightly touch the surface of your skin and apply your foundations or your bronzers or your highlighters. You do not want to be attacking yourself. I mean, I feel bad for whomever. I just remember I saw this one YouTuber video and she just was going to town on her cheeks. She's like, I'm gonna do my contour. And I was like, girl, I hope everyone who is subscribed to you fucking unsubscribes to you. You're an idiot. So anyway, making sure that you're really blending out your edges, because lines speak. So making sure that you're not giving any distinguishable lines. Everything is kind of muted. So for men's makeup, it should really be a suggestion, not a statement. And last but not least, do not strive for perfection. Because just like everything else on this list, perfection is telling. So if you look perfect, that's suspicious. People are immediately going to be wondering, well, why does he look so perfect? And then they're going to start looking more to find the reasons why you're looking so flawless. So if you've got that perfect complexion, for example, if you just do a foundation and just give yourself a perfectly matte, perfectly one-dimensional, one-tonal skin, or atonal skin, it's going to bring up questions. Whereas when you have a little bit of redness and you have a little bit of shine and you don't have any hard lines and you have a really dewy finish, there's not really anything, all of those things are completely normal. So there's not really, they're kind of like roadblocks on the way to them finding out that you're wearing makeup. Just to recap, making sure you're bringing redness back to your face, making sure you're bringing back a little bit of shine, making sure you're blurring all your hard lines, making sure you're avoiding excess powder, and really making sure that you're leaving some imperfection. You don't want to achieve perfection. You always want to have a little something interesting or a little something different about your look. Like, in my first video, for example, I actually contoured a bridge here in my nose. I don't have it today. I like to switch it up. I like to give myself little different noses every once in a while. But you know how like the Owen brothers have that like really interesting break in their nose? I just wanted to, like there? Yeah. I just really wanted to see what that would look like, and it ended up looking really cool. I liked it. But nevertheless, those are some really great tips. I hope you guys benefited from them. Let me know in the comments. Please give me a ring-a-ding-ding and let me know how it worked for you. And do give these things a try in your own makeup routine. All of my success completely depends on you guys, so I really, really appreciate all the support you've given me so far. It's been freaking awesome. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. Give mama some sugar. And yeah, I'll see you guys later, bros and hoes.